So this is my view right now. The sun has disappeared. It's behind the trees now. But I've been watching it go across the sky. And yeah, it's gone now. But we can still see its glow. It's still beautiful out here. 90 degrees today. And it's probably about 78 right now. So it feels really great. Sometimes, yeah. Even then, he'll still say
Slop. Good slop.
good sock.
Good soup.
Hey family. So today is a much nicer day. The high today was 79 degrees. We have a very, very light breeze. It's about 4:30 right now, so it's cooling down, but it was beautiful today. I've been outside all day today, mostly cleaning up all of the debris from all of those wind, the high wind that we had for so many days. And it was stuff everywhere. I still have more to do, but I've cleaned up piles and piles of debris and dust, and we still have this light breeze, so we're still getting a little bit, of debris floating around, trash, leaves, dirt, plastic, you name it. There is stuff everywhere. The backyard is a war zone. So I'm going to try to get out there tomorrow and do a lot of that. But I did want to check in with you guys and see how your Sukkot is going, how your Feast of Tabernacles, for those of you who say Feast of Tabernacles. For those of you guys who don't know the difference, there is no difference. Okay, so Feast of Tabernacles is English, Sukkot is Hebrew. So someone also said, when I said Shabbat Shalom Mishpachah, that just means, peace on the Sabbath, family. So yeah, they're just, Hebrew words versus English words. Usually I try to use both whenever I'm writing something out, but sometimes I do forget and I will just use one or the other. But like I said, it is a very beautiful day out today. I know I promised you guys that I would give you a video as to what has been going on and my mourning process. Like I said, we dealt with a lot of loss, and I am getting around to that video. That is going to be a hard one for me. I do not want to cry. I did show you guys the news clippings and everything and stuff about Nyla, but I haven't told you guys about Nikki and the kids yet. And like I said, that's a hard one, and I will get around to that. Hopefully I will be able to do that tomorrow morning. Thinking about just coming out here and just giving you guys, the whole rundown on everything. But I'm gonna call it an evening out here. I'm pretty grimy, pretty dirty. I've got dirt all on my face. I've got the marks from having my glasses on all day, and I really need to go in and get a shower and get ready for tomorrow. But I will see you guys in the morning. Until then, you guys stay blessed and enjoy your feast. Good morning, family. All right, so I thought I was going to be able to sit down this morning and give you guys a account of everything that has been going on with Nikki and the kids. And you know what? I'm not ready. I'm not. It's a beautiful day today. It's going to be 90 degrees. I got to run some errands. You hear the car running over there. And I'm just going to take off and go do some things, do what I need to do. Maybe do a little bit of thrifting. And then I will be back here this evening. Sukkot is winding down. We have one more day. And I just want to enjoy the day. I really do. And I will just make that a whole other video. So I am going to do a little bit of thrifting also today. So maybe I'll do a video on that and show you guys everything that I got. And then I will be back there in that backyard. I got to get the garden together because it is just grown crazy. And yeah, it turns out the foxes are roaming the neighborhood again. There's 3 of them this time. And yeah, I'm finding their droppings back there in the backyard. So I'm going to be clearing away a lot of things and making sure they have no hiding places back there. And definitely need to go ahead and get the winter garden going. It's a little too late for fall, but I can get the cold weather crops in for the winter. And yeah, we'll get a lot of greens going back there. But I'm gonna hit the road now, and I will see you guys in just a minute. All right, guys. Tomorrow is the last day of Sukkot. I am out here watching the sun go down, so you might get a bunch of shadows and things going across my face. But I got asked a question today, and I know a few viewers have mentioned this before, so I wanted to address this before I bring the Sukkot videos to an end. And the question was, how do you keep the feast days as a single woman? Or how do you do it as a lone woman by yourself? So in my instance, in my situation, my husband doesn't keep the feast days. My husband is a secular Christian, and most days he's away at work. So even now, he's been working out of town for a month. So this is why every year you see me put up the sukkah and everything and stuff by myself, because usually he's gone, he's away. Even now, he's still going to be away for another couple of weeks, and then he'll be home. But you know, when he's here, he will come out here, you know, if I ask, you know, he'll come out at my request, but it's not something that he thinks about. When I usually keep the feast days, it was Nikki and the kids with me, Kimberly and her boyfriend Kenny, and my granddaughter Alea. Well, Nikki was killed last year in a head-on collision with a drunk driver. Her sister came into town, claimed next to kin, and took the kids. Kimberly and Kenny, they both work nights. So, you know, they get off in the mornings and they got to sleep so that they can go back and do it again. So for most nights and most days, I'm out here by myself. Even other feast days, you know, sometimes it's just me. So how do you do it? How do you, you know, I'm that person that, you know, some people say I'm an introvert, some people say I'm an extrovert. I spend a lot of time by myself. I know a lot of people, I have a huge family, and I spend a lot of time by myself. I don't have the same beliefs as most of the people that I grew up with. We are still friends, we're still civil, we're still cordial, all of that. But I don't hang out with a lot of people because, like I said, we're completely different. We have different lifestyles, we have different beliefs. And, you know, if you know, you know. So that's all I'm going to say. But, you know, when it comes to the feast days, you have to remember, these are pretty much memorials that we are keeping. So with Sukkot, like we're going to take Sukkot as an example. In biblical times, the Most High told Israel where to go. So everybody was in one camp, you know, so everybody went to one particular place and they celebrated Sukkot together. Well, now those who are Israel, those who are grafted into Israel, are spread all around the world in what we call the diaspora. Everyone is everywhere in multiple countries, all 4 corners of the earth. You know, we're everywhere. So even some of the dates, you know, some people say it's this date, some people say it's that date, you know, it's everything is completely separate. So what we're doing is we are keeping memorials. We are honoring those feasts, we're honoring those dates, and you know, like I said, it's like a memorial. You know, you're going to do it every year. You know that this was commanded and you're going to keep it. So for me, I put up a sukkah. I'm out here as much as I can. Most days I spend a lot of time outside anyway, so I'm out here. Anything that I would do in the house that, you know, doesn't require, you know, cooking or, things like that, I do out here. I study out here. I read out here. I listen to music out here. If I do crossword puzzles, if I want to watch something, I watch it on my phone. It's the same thing. Nighttime, do I sleep out here? I do not. And the reason I don't sleep out here is I have tents. I have more than one tent. I grew up camping and fishing. My family still takes a yearly camping trip. I have not been since the pandemic hit. Since the pandemic hit, they've had 2 trips. I didn't go on either one. They just took one last month. I didn't go. But camping, fishing, being outdoors is not new to me. It's not scary. It's none of that. But I'm not in the wilderness. I'm not out in the woods somewhere. It's just me. I am in the inner city. I am in an urban area. When I tell you guys, the freeway is one block away from my house. There are homeless people. There are vagrants walking around. It's like, this is Southern California. And not only that, we actually have on a nightly basis, we have skunks, we have raccoons, we have opossums. And you guys know I had foxes living in the backyard for a minute. And now we have 3 foxes roaming the neighborhood again. So I'm finding their droppings out there, all kinds of stuff. But, even if I pitched a tent out here, I would literally have to have a weapon outside with me. And I don't want to do that. So I don't want my husband to worry because, like I said, he's out of town. And, I don't want to have to kill anything or hurt anybody. So I stay out here till probably about 9:30, 10 o'clock. And then I turn all the lights and everything and stuff off and I go inside. The very first person I knew to keep Sukkot was a single woman. She was living in Arizona. I grew up out here with her. She's a couple of years younger, but we went to school together. And she was keeping Sukkot. She lived in an apartment by herself. And she actually put up a pop-up tent in her living room. And every day she did everything in her living room by herself, except when she belonged to a camp. So she actually went to her camp meetings and things like that. But she kept Sukkot on her own in her living room. So, I just want you guys to know, don't shy away from it. If you think just because you're a single person or the rest of your family doesn't believe or they don't want to join in, don't let it stop you from keeping the feast days. Do all the studying that you can and, get in there, do it. You might not do it right the first time. You might not do it right the second time. This is my 4th year putting up a Sukkot. This is my 4th year keeping Sukkot. And every year I learned something. The first year I tried to do it the way I saw people do it traditionally. And then I learned that those were traditions and not actually biblical commands. So, like I said, do your studying, do your due diligence, find out, what you actually want to do. Do you want to follow tradition? Do you want to follow the scriptures? Figure out what it is that you want to do and just do it. And like I said, don't be afraid to do it wrong. Nobody is doing it right now because, like I said, nobody is in the wilderness. Nobody is all together as one nation camping in a spot that the Most High told us to go to. We're all just doing our best to honor those feast days. So if you've got a little pergola, if you've got a covered patio, it doesn't matter. If you're in an apartment, you don't have a patio, you don't have a balcony. As I said before, do it in your living room. Put a sheet over your table, your kitchen table. Sleep under the kitchen table in a sleeping bag or make you a pallet and sleep down there. He doesn't require a whole lot from us. And so there's, the 4 species and your palm branches and your goodly branches, the branches of willows and, your fruits, all of those things, get those things together and, find you a place and camp out. So the first night is supposed to be a holy convocation. The second night is a holy convocation. Scripture says where 2 or more are gathered in his name, he's right there. So you know what? If it's just you and a friend, my first day out here was me, my oldest daughter, and my grandson. And we sat out here and we had pizza. And my grandson and I talked about scripture. And, we had a great time. So don't think you have to have a huge congregation or a lot of people, and but anyway, I need to go eat and watch this beautiful sunset. So I'm just gonna grab something and bring it back out here with me. And I want you guys to know that I truly enjoyed sharing Sukkot with you guys, and I really hope more people do it. If you know the scriptures, and I'm not going to quote the address right now because I can't think of where it is just off the top of my head, but it tells us that when the Messiah returns, that everyone will come up to Jerusalem, and it will be the Feast of Tabernacles, and he will be there and he will tabernacle with us. So you know what? You guys might want to practice. So yeah, the way I look at it is the Feast of Tabernacles, Sukkot. I think it is very important, and like, most people consider this their favorite feast. It's fun. So all right, I'm gonna go ahead and end it right here. I haven't been sleeping very well. I've been getting about 3 hours a night, so I get pretty delirious as the day goes on. But once again, I want to say I enjoyed spending Sukkot with you guys, and you guys know what to do. If you are spending Sukkot anywhere out there, whether it be in a large campsite or in your backyard, in your living room, no matter the city, the country, whatever, just, drop a little note down below, wave, put a little heart, rep your city, rep your country, and, I always answer back. So until then, you guys stay blessed, and I will see you guys in the next video.